It was a pretty remarkable season they had last year, and I think it's going to take a few years until it actually sinks in of just how dominant they were last year. I mean, thinking back recent Nebraska football high school history, any class, I don't know when the last time a team had been that dominant. So ending with a championship the way they did, I mean, it's incredibly special. He tells you were lucky? Yeah. That was better. Wait for him to make a move. Okay? Tell him better be lucky than good. Losing Tanner and Jake, just losing two seniors last year doesn't sound like that much, but the seniors we did lose are pretty big. Tanner was a good example. He was incredibly talented, so he was a good role model for a lot of our younger guys to see how he did things. And with Jake, he was a very talented football player, and just as talented was with his leadership. It was important for him to be part of a successful team and in his high school career, and by it being important to him, he made sure it was important for everybody else on the team. So I think that we're starting to see what those guys had left once they finished with school is starting to be picked up by some younger guys. There you go. You and him are going to be fighting for the lead role here. And Annie. All right, let's get Drake. Last year through football and basketball, they lost to two teams all year, and three of them happened to be two teams who won state championship in football and basketball. It's really shaped our off season. A lot of our guys are basketball guys first, which is fine. When you're a small school, you do it all. But I had never seen any kids I've ever coached as devastated as what our kids were last year down at the state tournament. They were 3 seconds away from playing in a state championship game, and Humphrey St. Fran makes a buzzer beater. And I hope, and I even was thinking it at the time, that it ends up being a blessing in disguise. And our guys are up here all the time during the summer. For example, Valasek, he's up at my house about 3 or 4 times a week getting my key to come into the gym. And even here 2 weeks ago, he plays baseball in Albion, and they made it to the state tournament in Ainsworth. And he comes up to my house at like 10 o'clock at night on a Friday to come up and do a workout, and they're leaving at 7 a.m. the next day for state baseball. So the success and a little bit of the failure that came in with it has really made them motivated coming into this school year.
Oh my goodness, Martinson. And a line, what are we tracking? Your hip, not their eyes, not their chest, their hip. Track their hip. Go.
Outside of Valasek, which he was the offensive player of the year last year, and he's probably, I would guess, one of, if not the best player in 6-man, and maybe the best athlete in all of Class D, not just 6-man. Outside of him, we have another senior, Ryan Langan. He will be a 3-year starter for us. This being his 3rd year, he kind of has been in the shadows of some of those guys like we lost last year and with Valasek, but I'm expecting him to have a pretty good senior year. He's also a starter on our basketball team. Another one's Riley Swerzik. He was a 2-way starter last year. He's going to be a junior. He was a 2nd-team All-Stater last year. Then we have some younger guys. Ty Martinson, he's just going to be a sophomore. He was a starting quarterback for us last year as a freshman, and he was an all-state linebacker. So we're expecting big things from him. He's probably going to be taking Kennedy's spot. He's going to do his own way of playing things, but I think he's going to be able to fill that spot. Then Alex Burney, he's going to be a senior. He Was part-time starter for us last year on defense. He's probably just going to focus a lot on defense this year, and he's has the potential to have a really big year as well.
Quick. When you're doing this, Trayden, when we're running this, you get it.
Our backups played more time last year than our starters did, which is pretty rare. So those guys got a lot of playing time, and you know, this being the first week of practice, you could tell a lot of those guys who got a lot of playing time in a backup role last year, they're more developed and fine-tuned than what they would have been if they hadn't got that much time. So, and we're still pretty young, so a lot of those guys who were freshmen last year who are now going to be sophomores, they're kind of more of late season sophomores or early year juniors as opposed to coming into the year as a sophomore. So Ryan's going right inside of you here. You get it out. All right, here we go. The majority of our guys are basketball first guys. In 6-man, a lot of stuff we do in 6-man, or there's a lot of drills we do in the winter time, especially on defense. There's things we do all year with our press, then we come out here and we're doing the same drills on grass. So the transition, I think, in that aspect has been pretty easy for them. I think it's probably harder adjusting as coaches than it is as players. Run out with him. And Ryan, when we do that, don't reverse pivot. You'll just catch, pitch it out, run with him. That way it's a little bit quicker. Better. Good job keeping those feet moving this time. Make a habit of it. Yeah, I mean, it's still football. There's blocking, tackling, running, options, first down. So it's just a modified version of football. And it's pretty exciting, and I think our kids really enjoy it.
Tried and true option right there, man.
This being third year of Riverside, we're bringing Spalding Public and Cedar Rapids together, where Spalding Public had been with Spalding Academy and a sports co-op for 17 or so years, and Cedar Rapids was with Greeley Wallback and a sports co-op for about 6 years. So bringing these two together and making a permanent school consolidation, both communities have really embraced it. And when we became Riverside, our whole focus with that team and the seniors who were going out, starting something, was building tradition. And that was kind of our whole focus. And you know, we talked all that first year of no one knows where Riverside's at. And let's make a goal that by the end of the school year, people around the state know where Riverside is at, and I think right now, you know, they made a pretty good name for themselves.